Laker fans, it has come to an end. The 2022-2023 season is officially over, Laker fans. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show as always. All right, we got some stuff to break down. We're gonna break down Game 4. We're gonna break down some no shows tonight. Break down a little bit of Braun and him playing 48 minutes. AD, D'Angelo Russell, no show. Rui had a tough night. Denver Nuggets being a better team. And then some interesting post-game comments from LeBron James. So we got a lot to get into. So I appreciate you guys all being a part of the show. Post-game after the post-game show. And we'll get started. Okay. So that sucked. I actually really thought, as far as the actual game, Slee late for the last time. Let me get to a couple of your guys' comments and then we'll go from here. Interesting that Darvin Ham's got to go comments when there were a lot of people complimenting Darvin Ham through the entire playoff run, so that changes really quick. AD couldn't play more than 40 minutes. Just awful, man. Yeah, Anthony Davis had a tough end to his season. AD failed us. The Braun comments about potentially, we'll see what happens with LeBron. Good season, guys. Hell of a ride. Much further than I think a lot of people thought. That's for damn sure. So we'll see what we can do from there. Okay, I want to get into the game here real quick, and we get into some of the other comments. So you guys feel free. Any comments you have, put them on there. If you have super chats, that's also appreciated as well. Lakers lost by 2. They get swept by the Denver Nuggets. Lake fans, let me just say this right out the gate. Denver, almost every facet of the game was better than the Lakers, and I want to explain this a little bit of what I'm referring to here. Okay, number one. You just look at their 2 star players were better than the Laker 2 star players. They were. Jamal Murray was excellent this series. Just excellent this series. Nikola Jokic basically is a triple-double, walking triple-double, and he's arguably the best player in the NBA. Anthony Davis had moments, but it was inconsistent. LeBron had a great Game 4, 40 points, 15 to 25 from the field, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. But Braun had moments where he looked He didn't look all that good, or he was making some, some interesting decisions towards the end of games. So with all that being said, it's obviously it's a big deal that the star power went to the Denver Nuggets, not the Los Angeles Lakers. Start looking at some of the role players. I think it's safe to say the role players for the Denver Nuggets were more consistent. I thought Michael Porter Jr. had his moments. Aaron Gordon had a fantastic Game 4 tonight. 21. What did Aaron Gordon have? 22 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, couple block shots. You can't ask for anything more from Aaron Gordon. He stepped up for them. Bruce Brown, at least through the series, I know he wasn't that loud today, but through the series, he was good. KCP was good. So their role players were better than ours as well. Denver, even in late game situations, every late game situation, I felt like the Denver Nuggets were better than the Lakers. They won a close one in Game 1, close one in Game 2, close one in Game 4. They closed out better in Game 3. They went on that run that they went on. So each one of these games, you usually kind of give the credit to the experienced team, LeBron, Anthony Davis. These guys have won it all. They're going to have more experience towards the end of the game. No, it was Denver that was executing better, and I thought did a better job towards the end of games. So overall, as much as I want to bitch and complain about the Lakers, which I will, but Denver was a better team. They were just a better team. They were a better unit out there from top to bottom. Their star players down to their role players. They were a better team for these 4 games. And yes, there were a lot of close games, but good teams find ways to win. Denver found ways to win, and the Lakers didn't. And that and tonight was similar to what that looked like throughout the throughout the entire series. Okay, I want to hit on a couple players here real quick. Anthony Davis, Laker fans, you got comments on Anthony Davis? Put them now, and I'll get to those comments as we go. But I'm going to do AD here for a quick second. All right. Anthony Davis, just not enough. And maybe our expectations are too high for AD, and maybe this is just who he is, but 21 points from Anthony Davis is not enough offense. I mean, Bron played 48 minutes, did everything he possibly could, and did not have help from his main player, right? Did not have enough help from Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was 6 of 15 from the field. Remember that conversation we were having before the series started, where we're saying, hey, AD actually plays really good against Jokic one-on-one, and that the Lakers do really well against the Denver Nuggets. And go look at the season series in the last couple of years, they've done well. Well, the more this series went on, the more Joker just showed that he's in a complete class of his own, and it's disrespectful to put Joker and Anthony Davis in the same conversation. I mean, that's my viewpoint from those two players. So I just look at Anthony Davis, and as much as I want Anthony Davis to be, a foundational player for the Lakers, I know how great he is on defense. You got a chance to watch AD against one of the best big men in the world, and he's just not on his level. He could not match Joker at all. Agree. Played good, but not great. Very good description. I like that. Played good, but not great. AD gets way too much blame. Okay, I like this. AD gets way too much blame. I personally have high expectations for Anthony Davis because he's supposed to be. We saw him in that championship bubble. You traded all your assets for him. He's supposed to be one of the best players on the floor every single night. And there are plenty of moments where I just don't feel his presence at all. And what you don't want to have is have one of those games where you're 6 of 15, you're average on offense. You don't want to have one of those games when it's an elimination game and Bron is doing everything he can to kind of try to carry the team and you're not answering the call. So I don't think though gets way too much blame. I think it's warranted. I really do. The traditional defensive ace, but never a superstar, a true B player. I appreciate the comment there, brother. Let's see what else here. I really like the AD played good, but not great. 100% AD, not enough, underperforming. He looks soft against Jokic. I would shop him this summer. He's still elite, but if I can get some pieces that are more consistent and has championship pedigree, then I'm going with them. I don't think they'll shop him. My personal opinion, I'd be surprised if they did that. I don't think they will. We'll see. I mean, I don't even really want to talk about the offseason just yet because we're a couple hours into the offseason starting. He had no urgency. He's supposed to take that torch. So this just kind of gives you guys an idea of kind of how Laker fans feel about him. AD is cashing a big bag, big expectations. Big expectations, no question about it. So, all right, those are some of the AD comments there. I am with everybody on this. I am with everybody on this. I'm with them on AD didn't do enough. Needed to do more. Needed him more on offense, not just tonight, but there was definitely moments. Actually, this is a really good one. Bargain shopper. AD failed LeBron's effort. I'm with you on that. LeBron's playing 48 minutes. He's doing everything he can. He needs some help. And it wasn't just Anthony Davis tonight. D'Angelo Russell might as well D'Angelo Russell might as well done the broadcast with me because we know what little his effectiveness was on the court. Um, who else? Dennis Schroeder shot 5 of 13, even though I love that guy's heart and hustle because he was all over the place. Rui had a bad night, 2-3 tough. Braun did not have help. Anthony Davis was 6 of 15. They picked the wrong day to not help out. LeBron. Alan, if you had $10,000 on the line, do you bet against LBJ retiring? I feel like he would want a farewell tour. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate the super chat. If I had $10,000 on the line, I would not bet on LeBron retiring. I would not. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So, but to answer your question, Trevor Lane, Stan, I would not bet on it. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, I'm just going to get right into the next player that I kind of want to rip into a little bit. D'Angelo Russell. Let's do D'Lo real quick. If you have thoughts on D'Angelo Russell, you can put your comments in here now, and then I'm going to get into D'Lo. Let's see what people have here. Offer D'Angelo no more than $10 million. Well, I don't know if you guys ever heard this expression, but basically, when an athlete doesn't perform, sometimes you'll hear people say they got a hole in their pocket, as in as they're playing and they're not playing well, they're losing money as they go. I don't know what D'Angelo Russell did to his, upcoming free agency and his contract and everything else. I don't know. But you cannot tell me that you're somebody that watched D'Angelo Russell play and say to yourself, yeah, that's the future point guard of the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm just going to this is just my own personal opinion. If he didn't play another game in the purple and gold again, I'm okay with it. I honestly, I'm okay with it. D'Angelo Russell, for me, has had some moments in the playoffs. He's had some moments. He had that game. He had a really good game against Memphis, saved the Lakers in a game where I thought he hit 3 threes. That was the difference of the game. He had a good closeout game against Memphis. He had some moments against the Golden State Warriors. But ultimately, big picture for me, I don't look at D'Angelo Russell as a winning player. I just don't. He's a real liability on defense. I mean, the Denver Nuggets, Bruce Brown was telling him after game one, we're coming after you. He didn't do anything about it. So the Lakers definitely have some decisions to make in the offseason. And there are some advantages to re-signing D'Angelo Russell because then you have him and now you can go make a trade or whatever the case is at some point. So I'm not saying that you just let D'Angelo Russell walk. Maybe you could do a sign-in trade, whatever the case is. If he's an asset and he's valuable, great. I'm going to give you an example. Kevin Durant signed with the Warriors. No, when Kevin Durant signed with the Brooklyn Nets, the Golden State Warriors took D'Angelo Russell. They did a sign and trade. They eventually turned D'Angelo Russell into Andrew Wiggins, who was with Minnesota. And that's how they kind of used that piece to go get somebody else. So I say that because if they can keep him as an asset for somebody else, great. But I'm not losing sleep if D'Lo is not around. Just wasn't consistent. And to be honest with you, I think the bigger the moment got, he just did not look comfortable. He was definitely in his own head. And just his style of play. I'm not a fan of somebody that's interested in offense, not that interested in defense. So that's my personal opinion on D'Angelo. All right, let's read some of these comments here on D'Angelo. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. I feel D'Lo value has decreased, which it was his own doing. I wouldn't pay him 100 million plus. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think the chatter was he's going to make 35 million a year or something like that. No, thank you. Sleeve, we lost, but because you didn't sneeze enough. You're right about that. I couldn't agree more. All right, let's see what else we got here. D'Lo needs to go. A lot of people trying to send D'Lo international. You have to look for an upgrade or sign him for a reasonable contract. Do it with Dallas. You know who was at the game today, right? Kyrie Irving has now been at 2 Los Angeles Laker games in the playoffs. I think it was at the Memphis series, and then he was at the series tonight. I think Kyrie's trying to come to the Lakers. I think that is clear. That is definitely clear. D'Lo go to the Clippers. Sign and trade, best option for D'Lo. I think a lot of Laker fans kind of feel the same way on D'Angelo Russell. Okay. Other thing I want to get into, I'm gonna get into LeBron real quick, and we'll go from there. So, listen. First off, I just want to let me give some perspective here. LeBron's in his 20th year in the NBA. You guys remember other players in the 20th year of their career, Kobe, Tim Duncan, Dirk, all these guys, like they're not doing this at year 20. Bron is 38 years old, year 20, and he's played I think today was his 281st playoff game in his career. That's additional 3+ seasons of basketball on top of the 20 years that he's already played. Bron tonight in game 4 played all freaking 48 minutes. Jesus, that's unbelievable. Bron played 48 minutes tonight. 40 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. I cannot tell you guys how much respect I have for Bron. Literally leaving everything he had out on the floor to try to just push this to a game freaking 5. They're already down 3-0. And Bron decides, F it. I'm going to play all 48 minutes. Laker fans, I don't know where you guys feel about this, but I appreciate the dude, man. That's the best thing that I can say. I really, really do appreciate what LeBron James did tonight and what he's been doing. It's the best way that I can put it. It's the best way that I can put it. Let's read this. Think about it. 30 years old, played all 48 minutes, 40-10. That's all I'm saying. Like, however you feel about Bron, big fan of Bron, not that big fan of LeBron. Whatever it is. Everybody has. I don't know why LeBron is always such an interesting comment for a lot of people. I just pay attention to LeBron James, his career, basketball floor, everywhere he's gone, he's been a winner. He's been to the finals, 10th, all that stuff. At age 38, the dude played 48 minutes tonight. 48 freaking minutes. I just think sometimes we got to take a step back and just say, that's incredible. Who does this at this stage of their career? We've never had anybody do it. I've never had anybody do it. Okay. Bron did his part. I wish the other players stepped up and did their part, but that was not the case for LeBron James tonight or for the rest of the players tonight. And that's why the Lakers ended up losing this game. It's not because of Bron. 48 minutes for a 30-0 is pretty astonishing. Okay. LeBron tired as you know what. So everybody kind of gets where we're going here. Now we're going to get into Bron can't go out after getting swept. Now we're going to get into Bron's comments. Okay. So following the game, there was a report from Chris Haynes. First, there was LeBron saying this towards the end of his interview on the press conference. He said, I got to think about it. No, I got a lot to think about. Just personally, with me moving forward with a game of basketball, I got a lot to think about. So that's Bron. And it was kind of we didn't really know the message. It was just kind of like, all right, that's kind of weird. Let me read a little bit of what Chris Haynes said. Okay, so Chris Haynes had a report out. He said, LeBron uncertain if he'll be with the team when the 2023-2024 season starts in the fall, and retirement is under consideration. James is expected to take his time in deciding if he'll return for year 21. He has 2 years, $97 million left on his contract, but the final year is a player option. Okay. And I'm reading some of this. That's pretty much it on that. Okay. Dave McMenamin put out, I guess he's got a little one-on-one with LeBron, or I'm sure it's in the locker room. LeBron James to ESPN on his thought process going into the offseason. When you say you got to think about stuff, what thread should we be pulling on that? And then his answer for LeBron James, if I want to continue to play, question. As in next year, LeBron, yeah. Question. You would walk away? I got to think about it and left it at that. I'm just gonna say this, and this is just me saying it. Do I think Bron's gonna walk away from $100 million? Probably not. I don't think he's gonna walk away from $100 million. But the fact that he's considering it, okay, that's interesting. I've always said this, and I don't think this is the case with the Lakers, but Bron used to always do this to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He used to always hold the Cleveland Cavaliers hostage, right? He used to always tell the Cavaliers, yeah, I'm going to sign a 2-year deal, but only 1 year is guaranteed. You better get this roster. You better listen to me on changes. We got to make moves. We got to be aggressive. I don't care about the future. I'm trying to win right now. And he would hold the franchise hostage. That's the best way that I can put it. And I actually appreciated that because if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers and you're a fan out there, he's trying to give you a chance to win an NBA championship. And you know what they did? They won an NBA championship, and they hadn't won an NBA championship. So mission accomplished. I don't know if this is one of those situations where LeBron is saying, and it could be this bargain shopper, Le GM loading for Kyrie. I don't know if this is LeBron basically saying to the Los Angeles Lakers, hey, I will consider retiring and think about how much that's going to cost the franchise. Think about how much attention comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. Think about the power LeBron James has. I will consider retiring if we're not competing for a championship and if this roster is not championship worthy, right? So I say that because that's the only thing that I could think of with Braun is trying to potentially sway the Lakers to do what he wants them to do in the offseason. So that's all I'm talking about. Now, whether maybe this has something to do with Kyrie, maybe it has absolutely nothing to do with Kyrie. Maybe Braun just literally lost in the Western Conference Finals, played 48 minutes, is thinking to himself, all right, do I want to keep doing this? You know, do I want to keep doing it? Maybe in 2 weeks, he's like, yeah, guys, I'm not going anywhere. In the moment, I was thinking about it and left it at that. So, with all that being said, I'm not 100% sure what Braun is referring to. But if you asked me, hey, Al, do you think LeBron's going to retire or not? I would tell you that no, I think he would come back next year and try to obviously continue to compete. Could he be using this as leverage to the Lakers? Guys, you gotta go get the players that I want. Maybe he could be using it as leverage. I don't have the full answer, to be honest with you. I think LeBron's just too old to tell management what to do anymore. You know, Adam, you could be right, but let me just tell you what LeBron just did tonight. He played 48 minutes, was an assist away from a triple double, is still putting up numbers, and got no help from anybody else. No help. So he's still box office. He's still going to sell you tickets. He's still national games, all that stuff. I don't think he's too old not to tell management, where they're going. Now, there might be a point where management says, all right, this just doesn't make sense for us. But we're not that far down along the road, you know? Let's give Rob the off season. Yeah, the Rob thing, the Palenka thing is obviously he was able to put together a roster. And what I don't want the Lakers to do, you got to do what's obviously in the best interest of the franchise. And I think even winning short term is okay because the Lakers have considered doing that. They've always, not everything has been such big picture. And when you're with LeBron, you know that this is kind of the final chapter here. So you're playing a little bit towards that. All right, let's see what else we got here. Can the Lakers really afford AD, LeBron, Kyrie on the same team? Brian Windhorst was saying this a couple days ago. He talked about how they can and keep Austin Reeves, that there's a way to do it. So I'm not going to get too much into the details today on that, but it is But it is interesting to see some of those quotes and some of that interaction with some of the reporters. I did not think we'd be expecting that today. Let's just put it that way. I was not. I was not expecting that. All right, see what else we got here. Bargain shopper. She's ruthless. Just ruthless. AD relieved. He's not going back to that. Just ruthless. Ruthless. Sliwa, we lost, and a typhoon is coming here to Guam. I need a hug. I got you, my brother. I got you. Be safe. Be safe, buddy. All right, see what else we got here. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We lost, but I mean, I haven't done a roll call in 5 games. Let's do a roll call. Like fans, let's just get all these comments up here. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Um, whatever city, state, whatever it is. Let's do this. I mean, freaking A. Season's over, like fans. 105 games this year, by the way. Count preseason, count the postseason games, and always appreciate you guys, Lake fans. I really do. Thank you for helping me grow this YouTube channel. I can't tell you guys how much I enjoy talking directly like this to Laker fans. Please subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. By the way, last post game to the post game for a long time. What a crazy year, Slee. Yes, sir. Got you, my brother. Got you. Got you. I know, not the season, but I mean, actually, a pretty damn good season to be honest with you. Just did not go. I didn't think we were going to get swept by the Denver Nuggets. I actually felt good about the matchup against the Denver Nuggets. Tecate, Mexico, thank you for being a part of the show. Seoul, Tucson, Kuwait in the house, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Rochester, Oniket, it's now Ball Arena, my brother. Ball Arena. Toronto in the house. La Jolla in the house. Yeah, I've heard that's a pretty nice spot. Long Beach in the house. Italy, 8:07 a.m. Mateo, thank you for being a part of the show. Little Italy, Mexico. Nebraska, London, Brick City. I don't know if that just means we weren't hitting shots. South Korean kitchen, cooking. Okay. Make that food. San Pedro, Ontario. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Hawaii in the house. Canada. Canada, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Phoenix. From Phoenix, but a big LeBron fan. Thank you for being a part of the show. Sydney, Australia. The Philippines, Michigan, Hawaii. Joker's back pocket. Downtown LA, thank you for being a part of the show. Let's see what else we got here. Appreciate the love, by the way, everybody. Start stretching for shadow boxing next season. I'm in. Appreciate the love here. Thanks for the content, Sleep. Appreciate post and post game. Appreciate that. Thank you. Actually, I'm going to put this on there. I'm going to ask for you guys' love on this. I'm going to put a link here. Like, fans, if you guys don't mind giving some love on this, I would appreciate it. We got a award show coming up and nominated for some different awards. If you guys can click on that link, that's not going to help at all. Basically, just go to espnla.com. We're going to have our award show. If you go to espnla.com and click on the Mandy Awards, we are going to I'm nominated for a number of different things, so if you guys don't mind voting, it'd be greatly appreciated. All right, let's see what else we got here. Nice bottle of bourbon. Whittier in the house. Missouri School for the Blind. All right. Awesome. Okay. So Laker fans. Um, that's pretty funny, actually. Some of these comments are pretty good. Um, so couple things that I'm going to I'm gonna kind of wrap up the show with. So we did about a half hour. I'm still gonna do shows, um, on YouTube, but for the most part, um, I'm gonna kind of do it as just kind of go with the flow here. Look, I got ideas of what I'd love to do to this YouTube channel, but a lot of it is just kind of timing and actual time. But we'll see what happens here over the next couple of months or so. But Laker fans, it's an honor. It's a pleasure always doing this. I've had the channel now for a while, but we just continue to talk Lakers basketball on here, and I love doing it. So thank you so much for the awesome season. I'll be back on soon. We'll get some. I know there's going to be some conversation. There's going to be some conversation going on, and anytime I think there's a good topic that you guys are going to like, I'll come back here and I'll throw something on. It might not be live all the time, but I'll still find a way to do it. So thank you for spending some time on the show. Appreciate you guys all, your comments and everything else, and we'll continue to do our thing. We'll continue to cover the Los Angeles Lakers and go from there. So, Laker fans, another season done. We got some work to do in the off season. I'll get back with you guys soon, and thank you for being a part of the show. All right, Lake fans, have a great rest of your night. Those saying meet you at Echo Park. Get your ass out there. Get your ass out there. I'm ready to go. All right, Lake fans, have a great night.